Hi, what's up, my tribe? This is a very special birthday episode of the Tiger Forge show coming at you. And that's why I am eating cake. Um, Birthday cake. Mmm, for breakfast. Because that's how you roll. Mm. You probably already know this, but I am 49 today. This is my last year of being in my 40s. That's a trip. If I wasn't feeling so great about myself, I might be getting a little worried about these numbers because they keep getting bigger. But I'm not worried about it because I feel great. I'm in the best shape of my life, so I'm kind of digging it. I'm really enjoying this time of my life. We've got a very special show for you today. Of course, we're gonna kick this episode off with our Dance Your Butt Off. This totally counts as your workout. And then I've got a brand new segment for you, which is in the kitchen with Tiger, and we're going to go into how to make a power shake, which really comes in handy when you're eating things like birthday cake, because you're going to need a little fiber on the backside of eating something like birthday cake. This is Cake Monkey, by the way. Big shout out to Cake Monkey. This cake is delicious. So there's probably zero chance you guys will ever see this, but if you ever do, just know that your cakes are bomb. So bomb. This is awesome. And in today's episode, yesterday I promised that I would talk with my mouth full. No, yesterday I promised that I would have a little gift for you because it's my birthday, and I will definitely fulfill that promise. Let's take care of a little housekeeping. Our show music is brought to you by Dylan Sitz. This track is called Deadlines, and I dig it so much. This was our dance party song yesterday, and I accidentally played it while I was doing the show, and it was just one of those happy accidents where the music really was kind of working for the song, for the show, which was great. And so I decided to keep it. So Dylan Sitz, wherever you are in this world, thank you very much. This song is really cool. I love it a lot. So big ups, my friends. So as I mentioned yesterday, we are gonna do the Dance Your Butt Off. This totally counts as your workout first, so that if you have to bounce, then you can. You've already gotten your workout on. And today we're gonna be doing the cake edition. Well, maybe I'm the one doing the cake edition, but if you have cake and you feel like having some cake for breakfast, today is the day to do it. We're gonna do a little cake action. Today's song of the day is from a band called House of Say. These guys are a new artist for me, and I really dig this track. It's kind of mellow. I wanted to do something a little bit mellow today. It's the weekend, it's Sunday, and I really shouldn't be asking you to work out on a Sunday anyway. You need some time off. Rest is just as important as any other part of your program, but it's a special occasion because it's my birthday and I wanted to kind of spend a little time with you guys today. So we're just going to jump right into it because that was the promise. Cake Monkey. So let's get into it. You guys ready? It's time to get up. It is. It's time to get up. By the way, I wanted to give some big ups to those of you that have actually been getting up and dancing with me I hear from you. I see you. I recognize you out in the world, getting your dance on, getting your workout on every single day. And I just want you to know how proud I am of you. I am just so proud of you. It is a huge deal to actually get up and do a little workout with somebody. Building that momentum takes an enormous amount of energy. I know. I've been there. So I just wanted to let you know that I see you and I am very proud of you. So, without further ado, I'm going to need these if I want to see. Where's our song? Please don't play yet. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for from you. Our song of the day is about to go off. Are you ready? Are you ready to get your dance on? It's kind of a mellow jam today, which is going to be dope because yeah, we need something a little bit mellow. So let's get into it. House of Say. This is called Be My Remedy, and I dig this song. I'm not leaving my cake. All right. So if you don't know how to dance, that's okay. Right? We're gonna do the Linda Shuffle. I'm just gonna step back, nice and easy. You want to throw your arms in there, you can, but if you're eating cake, probably can't. There's something so off about being a eating cake during the workout of the day. I don't know. I love the optics on this. I really do, because this kind of is the face. This is really what we're about. It's about balance, man. It's about enjoying your life. It's about enjoying your program. And if you can't have cake on your birthday, then your program needs some fixing. But that's not what I meant. I just meant it doesn't have to be that way. Cake can be part of your program. And if you like cake, it's gonna have to be. That's just too much sugars today because it's my birthday. And I do what I want on my birthday. That is the point. How we doing? How you guys doing out there? Everybody alright? Everybody feeling alright? How's this song? You like it? I like it. House of Say. What a great name. The legendary House of Say. I don't know why you're gagging. They bring it to every wall. How you doing on this song? You've been following my show for the last few days. Hear the song. Literally dance into the sound of silence. And there's an excellent chance that I'd put this song on loop accidentally, which means that it's just going to play forever. And I'm just watching the audio meter bar to see when the song cuts off so I can come back and get into the next segment of the show. But if it's on loop, that's never going to stop. So at some point, I'm going to have to figure that out. But not yet. I'm still enjoying my dance and eating my cake. Man, I don't think I've ever danced and eaten cake at the same time before, but I was missing out. All right. Song's over. Wow. All right. Did you guys dance with me? I hope so. I really do, because I love it. It's so much fun. Where are my chats at? How come I can never find my chats? Why is that? Things Tiger Ford should have done before he started broadcasting. Open the chats. Chats are open. If you have questions, by the way, this is new for me too, so it's totally cool if you don't understand yet. You will, but this is live. I'm actually here talking with my mouth full right now, which means that this doesn't have to be me just talking to you. Because it's live, this can be a conversation. You and I can have a conversation right now. And if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have suggestions, and I know I could use them, go ahead and drop them in the chat, because I have a little window open on my screen and I can see them, and we can have a dialogue, right? That's the beauty of live. It's not just a broadcast, it's a relationship. All right, next up on Tiger Ford Show, this is a brand new segment. Did I unmute my mic? Oh, thank goodness. I was worried because when you roll the intro, if the mic's live, then they hear you breathing over the theme song, and it's a little creepy. I don't know if anybody does this anymore, but when I was a kid, people used to call and just breathe into the phone. Weird. Anyway, my mic is live, so you guys are actually hearing me. If my mic's a little hot, if it's a little high on the levels, let me know. If the music's a little low, let me know. Oh, we can put our song show back on. There. How's that? Yeah, it's nice, right? A little background music while I'm talking. Next up, this is a brand new segment for the Tiger Ford Show. This is In the Kitchen with Tiger. Today, we're making a power shake, and I'm going to let the tiger in the video talk to you about all of that starting.
Today, I'm going to show you how to make a Tiger Power Shake. This shake is packing tons and tons of energy and nutrition and fiber and nutrients and just everything that you need to feed your body. I think one of the main challenges we have as people is that we don't get enough vegetables in our diet, and it's hard to get them in there because you need to prepare them, and they're not always readily available, and they're not always what you're craving, you know? In a war between a pile of carrot sticks and a slice of chocolate cake is gonna win. I mean, let's just be honest. Can we just be honest about that? I mean, only personal trainers would ever say that it's the carrot sticks that are gonna win, and that's a snack. Carrot sticks aren't a snack, by the way. That doesn't count as a snack. Getting off subject. Tiger Power Shake. This is super easy to make, and we're gonna fly through it. Starts with coconut milk. You can actually use any kind of liquid that you want. I like coconut milk because it's near zero carb, and it has some healthy fats in it, which I dig. It's about a cup and a half. I use the measurements on the side of my blender cup, which makes it very, very handy. Oh, I forgot to mention, before you get into making the shake, the sequence is very, very important. There's a reason for that. Whey protein tends to get a little foamy when it's over blended, like when it's whipped. And so you want to avoid whipping the protein powder. We're gonna put 3 cups of kale into this shake, and that has to be blended smooth. And so if you put the protein powder in first, it would get foamy before that kale ever got broken down by the blades. Coconut milk first, and then I'm gonna hit it with a tablespoon of chia. These have a ridiculous amount of fiber. I mean, a ridiculous amount of fiber. Plus they're a good source of omegas. And then a third of a bag of kale, and I just eyeball this. What I usually do is when I go to the grocery store, I'll just pick up a ton of these bags of kale, and they just all go right into the freezer. That way I never have to worry about them going bad, and they're always ready to go into a Tiger Power Shake. And the frozen leaves also make it extra cold. So it's helping me get that shake feel without adding ice. By the way, anybody that adds ice into a shake, that is not right. You don't want to dilute the flavors of the shake itself, and the ice never really blends smooth. You always end up with these little hailstones in there, and that is not delicious. And you know my rules, right? Delicious. So yeah, frozen kale, super easy. Those first 3 ingredients go in the blender cup, and then I'm gonna grab my headphones. And the reason is that this thing makes a ton of noise, especially on the higher settings, which I'm gonna need to eviscerate this smooth. And I like to protect my hearing. I have a hook in the kitchen, and I keep my noise canceling headphones hanging right there so that whenever I'm blending, I'm protecting my hearing at the same time. You hear how loud that is? It's crazy, right? It's so loud. Once you have the kale totally eviscerated, where there's nothing but liquid in there, you got this green milk. I'm almost tempted just to drink it just like that, but I can never bring myself to try it. It just looks a little too intense for me right now. I might get there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the blender all the way to low, the lowest setting possible, and flick it on. We just want the green milk to stir at this point as we add in 4 scoops of Naked Whey. This is the protein powder that I recommend. And it's not sweet, which I dig because then I can actually taste the natural sweetness of the vegetables and the berries. But if you do want a little bit of a sweeter shake, you can always throw some stevia in there. I would not recommend using any other artificial sweetener. Once that protein powder is fully incorporated, then we're throwing the berries in. We're gonna put in 2 cups. I always just eyeball it, and there's like these measurements on the side of the blender cup that kind of give me a guide. It's just kind of how I roll. If you want to measure out 2 cups, if you want to get that precise with your calories, go for it. As a recommendation, I would just say just eyeball it. You know, it's hard enough to watch what you eat without, you know, turning it into math. Once it's all one consistent color, this purple color, then you know that the berries have been fully incorporated and that they have been eviscerated, which is important because otherwise you're gonna have big chunky bits of blueberry skin in your shake. And that's it. Now, here's a little pro tip. If you want to, you can always add in an extra cup of frozen berries, and that's gonna give you a more ice cream-like texture. And I'll eat it right out of the blender, just like ice cream, and it feels like a cheat. It really does. Bam, here's to your health. That's good, that's pretty good.
That was great. You might have seen me adjusting the size of the screen a little bit. That's because we're also live on Instagram and they only do vertical videos, and so trying to find that sweet spot where you could see everything that you wanted to, that I wanted you to see in the vertical is tricky. So I'm still working on that. It wasn't perfect, but you know how I feel about perfection. It's not my jam. I'm one of those kind of get better as I go kind of guys. So I'm not expecting perfection out of me. I just expect to get better every time. So maybe next time when we do this segment, we'll have a vertical video for the Insta crowd. I don't know. We'll see. I want this to be the best show ever, so I'm going to keep working on it. All right, so the only thing left in this episode is for me to deliver on my promise to give you a little something. And what that little something is the whole formula, the whole fix. I'm going to give you everything you know, everything you need in this episode. I'm going to give you everything you need to shape your body however you want to shape it. Whatever you want to do with your body, you can. You want to get lean? You can. You want to get muscular? You can. You want to get lean, but you don't want to get muscular? I know a lot of my female clients are worried that if they lift, they're going to get bulky. Then that's a whole nother episode. But if you want to get lean without getting bulky, you can. You can shape your body however you want to. Here's the trick. Well, first let's talk about that. First, let's take a bite of cake, and then we're going to talk. Did I mention that Cake Monkey is delicious? Anyway, check this out. This is amazing. This is amazing. Your body is an adaptive machine. An adaptive machine. It will adapt to whatever you throw at it. Whatever you're throwing at it, your body is adapting to it. So imagine that you are, that for your job, let's say that your job is really labor intensive. You're lifting things for your job, like a construction worker or any industry where you have to lift heavy things for your job. Your body's going to adapt to that. It will get stronger in ways that will allow you to do that job more efficiently. It'll adapt itself to that job. Now let's say that your job is sitting in a chair all day. Well, your body is an adaptive machine. It's going to adapt to sitting in a chair all day, which means it's going to start shaping your body into that sitting shape, right? That's why you ever sit for a long time and you stand up and your body's like, it has a hard time getting out of that shape? That's because it started to adapt itself to that shape. Because that's what your body does. It adapts to whatever you throw at it. Whatever you throw at it, it's going to adapt to you. It does it for you. Whatever you throw at your body, it is constantly adapting for you to suit your lifestyle. So that's the key right there, is knowing that your body is adapting to whatever you do. Now, we've talked a lot about this in the last few episodes, and that is this making dramatic changes really freaks your body out, right? So when you make dramatic changes, and what I mean by that is a crash diet, or pulling a whole macronutrient out of your diet. A macronutrient is food is made up of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, and those are called macronutrients. It's really trendy to like pull a whole macronutrient out of your diet. So in the 90s, it was a fat-free craze. So everybody was pulling fat out of their diet. So they pulled out this whole macronutrient and were just subsisting on carbohydrates and protein. That's a big reason why there's an obesity epidemic right now, by the way, that very thing. Right now, we've switched from fat being public enemy number one to carbs being public enemy number one, and now people are pulling carbs completely out of their diet. Well, anytime you remove something essential from your diet, your body's going to have a freak out, and it needs all three macronutrients to function properly. It just does. It really does. So I would caution you against pulling any macronutrient completely out of your diet. It's a recipe for disaster. But when you do something like that, something extreme, your body adapts to it. And here's the trick. Here's the crazy part. What it's adapting to is what it perceives as danger. So let's say you're eating cake on Sunday, right? You eat cake on Sunday because it's your birthday and you eat a bunch of cake. Because you feel like you've been bad. Oh, I've been bad. So now I have to punish myself by going austere on Monday. And on Monday, I might do an intermittent fast, and I might, just eat clean, and I'm going to hit the gym twice, and whatever your all-in plan is. I know you have one. We all do. This thing, like your emergency measures, like, oh, my jeans don't fit anymore, so emergency measures, right? Whatever that is, your body perceives that as danger. So your body, remember we talked about your body being a puppy? Well, your puppy doesn't understand that there's food everywhere. It doesn't. It's still living in that time when we were hunting and gathering our resources. And so that's what it thinks is going on. I wonder what your body thinks right now. Like, are they like, wow, it's a really great season. There's food all the time, right? Because our bodies are built for long periods of time without food, because that was the nature of our lives back in the day. Anyway, what I was saying is that it perceives danger. And when it perceives danger, it locks down your ability to burn fat for fuel, because it's trying to preserve as many of your resources, your internal resources, as it can to protect you, because it thinks when you stop eating the way you normally do, it thinks there's been a disruption in your ability to hunt or gather food. It doesn't know that you can just DoorDash anytime you want to, and you're just trying to get back in shape. And it doesn't care. That's the thing. It doesn't care that we're coming out of our bubbles and that other people are going to start seeing us. It doesn't care that the weather's warming up and we're going to want to go to the beach and maybe show a little skin. It just doesn't care. It's trying to keep you alive. That's its only job, is to keep itself alive, to keep the organism alive. And it has all of these systems that kick in when it perceives danger that protect you from yourself in this case. And how it does that is it slows your metabolism way down so that you stop burning as many calories as you normally do. Then it starts storing anything you do eat as fat because it doesn't know when you're going to get your next meal. So the trick, this is it. This is the fix. This is the whole thing. This is the whole formula. And I promised you that it might be life-changing. And I'm not trying to overpromise it, because this is what changed my life. This is how I got back into the gym when I was burned out. This is how I managed to lose the 47 pounds that I had been intermittently carrying around for most of my life. This is how I changed my life. And so I'm hoping that it may do the same for you. It's the smallest actually, change that you can make and sustain that has a measurable result, right? It has to be so small that your body doesn't perceive it as a threat. That's it, right there. That's the key. Because the minute your body perceives a threat, it shuts down the whole show. It just shuts, it's a lockdown. You thought quarantine was a lockdown. Your body wrote the book on locking things down, and it will lock things down on you, and then you're going to be trying, using your willpower to try to muscle through this austere program of dramatic changes, and your body is just locked it down. And so when you don't get the results you're looking for, you think that you've done something wrong, that your willpower isn't working right, or whatever things we tell ourselves when something doesn't work. We always blame ourselves, right? And if the program fails, it's because we weren't strong enough to make it through, or whatever that is. But it's not true. It's just our bodies are trying to protect us from ourselves. So the changes you make have got to be, dare I say, pleasurable. They have to be enjoyable. You have to be into them. You have to like them. They have to be changes that you dig, because if you don't make those kinds of changes, your body is going to shut the show down. It just is. It's going to shut it down, and you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Now, I know that this is all counterintuitive, right? You feel like just so you know, what works, what really works, is counterintuitive. What you think works doesn't. Usually the opposite of that is what you need to do. For example, you wouldn't think that eating cake is a part of a good, solid weight loss program, right? But it is. It absolutely is. And if you like cake, it has to be. That's just the way it is. Because I'm trying to let my body know that everything's kosher. It's safe, man. We're having cake. We're having cake. What could be bad? And so my body doesn't freak out. It doesn't shut the show down. It's like, oh, there's cake. So things are okay. So let's burn some fat for fuel. As a matter of fact, we got a few extra calories in the bloodstream right now. Let's use those calories to build some muscle, and maybe, clean house a little bit, and maybe, heal up, Our bodies have a lot of metabolic functions that we're unaware of. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we're not even aware of, right? So it when it has enough calories to operate, it's like yes. So I bet you're wondering, well, how does it work? You don't just eat cake and lose weight. And that's true. You don't. You can't just eat as much of the cake as you want to. There is an amount of calories that you can take in without gaining weight, and then there's anything you take in over that will put weight on you. That's just the way it works. But if you're eating cake on the regular, you don't start your program by eliminating all of the cake. You make one small microscopic change. So instead of, I don't know what it could be anything. It really could. It has to be microscopic, right? It has to be super small. So small it's almost unnoticeable by your body and your psyche, right? You want to gravitate towards this change. You don't want to have to force yourself to do it. You want it to pull you forward. So that's how you make your changes. It has to be measurable because you need to see a result. I always like to start with just doing it every day. I love that measurement. It's a great metric. Did I make my change today? Is such a great metric because it doesn't involve how much weight did I lose today, or what does the scale say today, or how many calories did I take in today, or any of these the usual metrics that we associate with making changes to our physiology. No, it's just, did I make my one small change today? It's instead of like getting into a calorie tracking app, you can just make a check mark on your calendar. Boom, easy. Let's hit the easy button on this, right? So one small, microscopic, sustainable, measurable change, and it can be anything. You could put that power shake into play in your plan, and if you just add that every day, I guarantee you're going to start seeing results. That might be a big one though. That might be too big a change, right? Going from not having a power shake to having that power shake, it's a big deal, and there's a lot involved there. You got to shop for the ingredients, and you've got to make sure that it tastes good for you, and you need that Vitamix because you want a smooth texture. There's just a lot of moving pieces there. So that was never one of my small changes. That was like something that was a culmination of a few small changes. By the way, that power shake, if you do have cake in your diet, the power shake is a great compensator for that because cake has no fiber, but that power shake has a massive amount of fiber. So you combine the two and you start getting some balance. All right, so if you're wondering what change should you make, what is your next step, those kinds of questions, I love those questions. Those questions are the start of something. Those questions are the start of your fitness adventure. They really are. The answers are, well, I don't want to sound too salesy, but I'm going to reveal all of the answers. We're going to build out that whole thing, the whole program, in the next 5 days in my 5-day Take Your Body Back Challenge, which is free, by the way. Why is it free? What a great question. Well, this is my life's work. Taking the struggle out of getting fit is my life's work. And what better way to share what I do than to offer a challenge for you? Because it's free monetarily, right? You don't have to pay money to come to this challenge, but you do have to pay in your time, which is way more valuable than money, right? You're going to be giving your time to this, and there's a little bit of homework involved. So you're going to be giving your energy to this. So there is an investment. It's not a financial one, but it is an investment, and that's what I love about this, is that you can just join. You don't have to pay anything. You just pop in there, and if it resonates with you, if it makes sense to you, if that, you know, that bell that rings in your head, like when something feels right, you just know it. You can't really put it into words necessarily, that feeling where it's coming from, but you just know this feels right. This feels true to me. This resonates with me. This feels like it's the right direction to be moving in. If you're getting that from the challenge, then you can be all in. And if you're not, then you can just bounce out of it, because there is no, you didn't pay for it, so you don't have to worry about like getting your money back or getting a refund or anything like that, because your investment was just one of time. So that's a long way of saying that if you haven't signed up for the free 5-day Take Your Body Back challenge, I'm wondering why. I can't quite wrap my head around why you wouldn't want to spend the next 5 days with me. And even if you can't make it 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow morning for the kickoff, or any of the other 5 days at 10 a.m. Pacific time, there is a recording of every single session and the homework that you'll still get a chance to do, which will make huge changes to your life. Huge. It will, if you allow it, if you're open to the experience of having your mind a little bit blown, of having your perspective completely shifted away from what you think it takes to get fit, and open to what it actually does take to get fit, then I think this could change things for you. And I would love to see that. I would love for you to come and join me for this and make those changes, and then tell me all about it, because this is my life's work. I love this stuff. I love taking the struggle away from people, because I struggled with this for so long myself. And struggle sucks. It hurts. It doesn't feel good to be in that spot. It really doesn't. So that's really all I have to say today. I just wanted to pop in. I wanted to say hi on my birthday, and I wanted to give you that formula. That's it. That's everything that I used to get in the shape that I'm in. Of course, there's a little bit of strategery involved, but that's the basics of it. You've got everything you need in your hands right now. There's a couple components that help a lot, and having somebody to hold you accountable is one of those things. And what better way than, no, I'm not even going to say it. I've said plenty today. I'm just going to sign off, and I want to sign off by saying thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for allowing me into your lives and sharing your fitness journey with me. It really means a lot to me, and I can't wait to see what happens for you next. I really can't. Until tomorrow, I remain your friendly neighborhood